What's up? We back again. Day 2. Something like that. But it's your motherfucking favorite podcast host. Representing your favorite podcast team, G Honcho here with my co-host,
Miss Cologne.
And I'm here with my brothers. Again, another cross episode. We're going to swing it over there. Bang.
Where we at? We here. We live. It's DJ Mike Lamb in the building. Entertainer, entrepreneur, your favorite party animal. DJ MICLAMB. Mike like a microphone here alongside.
You don't know, it's DJ Larry D, the international Dan Dollar, Soca Monarch. You don't know who I am, here to ramp the place, alright?
Tell him one
We are
time.
from QNC Entertainment, and you don't know, we are the best when it comes to everything that comes to artistic development.
Creative development out here. We out here. So, and we're here with a special guest. Because enough about us.
Where'd that come from?
Man went full character right there.
You know, that was dope.
Right, but enough about us, because we're here with a special guest. I know we say that all the time, but this is really an honor right here, because who we got in the building today, this woman here is an advocate, a music manager, best-selling author. She's been featured on BT.
BT,
The
what?
Breakfast Club.
You want to keep going down the...
We can keep going.
I don't got that many
She
fingers.
proves the future is female. She's here to empower. She's here in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Yanna Bean. Put some air horns in there.
Hey guys. Okay, so I'm looking right here. Okay.
Well, thank you for coming. How are you today?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm just glad you're here,
I'm glad to be here too. Glad I'm here.
You have a technical
How you
difficulty.
doing?
I'm not technical with this
Shit.
shit.
I got you. Let me.
All right.
It takes a woman,
Y'all need
There
She
you go.
fixed. I'm gonna be mad.
There you go.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
She fixed it. I'm mad as hell.
So
I was gonna do
now
that,
you
but
Listen, we all can't save the world, bro.
No, we all gonna fit. We gonna make it work. If there's a will, then there's a way. And I got a way.
Exactly.
She got it.
Exactly.
Come on, guys. She know what to do.
Mr.
Oh,
Put it down.
Oi!
you know what? I was gonna do that, but
You wasn't.
you feel me? It's cool. My co-host got it. You
She
feel
got
me?
it. She got it. She good.
So how are you feeling on this? Well, snowy Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday like that.
You know, the snow could have, stayed where it was at. I think we had enough, right? But, it's where we live, so we're used to it.
It's gonna be
Right?
80 degrees tomorrow anyway. We ain't
Right.
gotta worry about it. Everybody
Right.
know New England.
Short tomorrow.
Rain the day afterwards.
Right.
Feel me?
Exactly how it goes.
Definitely.
But I appreciate you all for having me. It's excited to be here.
It's exciting to have you.
Right. Yo, like definitely. Like once you said that you would definitely come on and do the interview,
Yeah.
I low key lost my mind. I don't know if you've seen it in the messages. But, I kept it cool.
Right.
Cause I was excited. Who wouldn't be excited?
I don't know. No sign I'm just regular.
So,
Well, you gotta let the people know who you are out there, you know what I mean? For those who are unfamiliar.
Yeah,
Tell them
to
who you are.
do all the honor.
Yeah.
All right. Well, to explain who I am, and those of you who don't know me, you may be familiar with me from watching BET's American Gangster Trap Queens. I am in season 1, episode 7. I just became a new author. My book is out, A Year and a Day, Memoirs of a Regular Girl by Yanna Bean. I became a best-selling author on Amazon and through other channels as well. So it's nationally being sold. So Barnes and Nobles, Walmart, my own website. The book has its own website. So I'm learning a whole nother business. So I'm excied.
Sure, you are powerful.
And she
Thank
asked
you.
why I'm excited. What
I don't know.
She got a list.
Listen.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited that anyone feels excited to meet me. Really, honestly.
I mean, hi guys, I'm anyone.
He's the number one fan right there.
It's lit.
So,
I love it.
So how did you even come up with the idea to write the book? What compelled you to write that?
Well, writing the book was more so because of the show, really. Had I not went on the show, it would have been something that I had wanted to do probably my whole life, right? But it wasn't a priority, right? So after doing the show, it was more so of a priority because it's like, okay, well, this part of my life is out here in the open, so I want to make sure that it's not just this of me, but like people know who I actually am, see me as a person and not an episode, So that's what it was. So it prompted me to do that. It took longer than I thought, and it was a process more than what I thought. I'm always the optimistic person. Like, yeah, you could do this.
Mhm.
You could build a building. You could have, But when it was really time to do the book, it was more work than what I expected. It's just not simple. Especially if you have things like in your life that you buried under the rug, or you just like ignored or forgot about those things. You don't want to, touch it, and then you get to write in this book and you say, well, I'm going to put all this stuff out there, and it's like, oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So, I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did the journey outweigh the outcome?
Yes. Yes. And it continues to be a journey.
Okay.
It continues to be a journey. So I think, not that I think, but I do know that every day that still continues. Like today's another day. Tomorrow's going to be another day. I'm learning new things each day, and I'm trying to do more each day. So the journey just continues. It will continue the rest of my life. And we'll see, where we land. Not that we'll ever stop 2 feet in one place and just not do anything,
Right.
but I'm continuing to do this journey. Yeah.
Is that what you kind of hope, like, the book's impact will be when people read it?
I do hope. What my hope for the book is that anyone who's been through anything, who's like feel like, that's it, it's over. I did this, I tried that, nothing. I'm this age, or I missed the boat. No, you didn't. Every day is another day. You can start over from that day. If you're blessed to wake up the next day, you have a whole nother chance. So, that's what I want people to know. And I want to be living proof that, I've been through a lot of things, right? But I'm still able to smile today. I'm still able to try. I'm still able to motivate myself in some form or another, and hopefully to do the same for others. So that's my whole goal in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you're an author, okay?
Yes, girl.
And like-
They best friends now. Yo.
For real.
They best friends.
I know you said that the writing portion was hard in terms of reliving old events and putting it in the book. Why was that? What would you consider it different from when you were doing your show? Like, if you were to put it in a show, do you think it would have made it would have diminished a little bit of how you felt about the situation during that time of recreating it, or?
Well, it's totally different because, and I'll explain to you why. With the show, there was no planning. So it was, I just talked to you on the phone 2 weeks ago for about 30 minutes, right? Scheduled a time for them to come up to film me, right? Like a couple of days before they came. And then, boom, be here at this time and asking me questions about my personal life. It was like, I thought I was ready, but I'm not. I thought I was ready, but I wasn't. And, and that's what a lot of us do. We think that we can do something, but you really don't know until you do it. So when you talk yourself out of something already, you're never going to know if you can or not. So had I not done it at all, I wouldn't know if I even could. Had I not done it, I wouldn't have a book. There's a lot of things that wouldn't happen for me, a lot of platforms wouldn't have opened for me. So it was a learning experience. It taught me a lot about myself and where I was at the time, just wanting to do something else other than what I was doing, which was nothing at the time. And so the show was an opportunity to do, not the way that I wanted to be introduced to the world, obviously, but that's the opportunity that presented itself, and for me, it's used that foundation to do better and to do more for others and to help. So I definitely have been doing that since being on the show. Yeah, definitely easy. With the book, I had some planning time. There's certain things that I was like, I really should be touching on this moment. I should. I want to be transparent about X, Y, or Z because there's a lot of people out there that have experienced this, that feel alone and or feel hopeless, like it's over for them. And so, why hide that? You shouldn't. The story is to be told. You're the vessel. So everything that happens to you is not, to be taken personal. It's to be taken as, this is part of your journey. You use this to set a foundation for someone else to learn from it. Because someone else will learn more from your story than you will most of the time. Because they can see it, but you're only kind of accepting it, maybe not even accepting it yet. So, definitely.
It's like we said earlier, because we were talking earlier about I wanted to do foreign exchange when I was in middle school. But you know, it wasn't the right time, right place, and which
Right.
is why, like they said, like I didn't feel like I didn't get it because it just wasn't the time yet.
Right,
So when
everything's
it's time,
timing.
when it's ready, then it's ready.
You'll be frustrated though because you feel like, well, what time, you know?
Yeah, and then they keep pushing
When?
it back. They're like, keep pushing me. I'm gonna push it back 2 more weeks.
Right, like
now you
when?
got a month.
Like when are we gonna when is it gonna happen for me? You know, but how many times do you now think back like, wow, I did have an opportunity to do that, but I kind of didn't even think anything of it, or not that I missed it, but wow, I wasn't even paying attention to that, or my mind wasn't there. I wasn't in a place where I could have done something with that. You know, it happens to all of us. It happens to all of us, but you know, you figure it out.
What would you say is like was a turning point when you realized that in your life?
Oh, wow. A turning point when I realized that, what specifically?
Well, that kind of realization.
A long time ago, many years ago, I came to that realization many years ago. I mean, it comes with maturity. You know, it comes with maturity. It comes with, you know, learning more about yourself and learning more about where you want to go, what you want to do, who you kind of want to be, accepting who you actually are. You know, some of us don't do that yet. You know, I'm not going to say today, right now, I'm the person that I want to be, and this is, you know, I've worked to get here. Like, no, this is like a piece of wherever I'm going to be eventually. This is just a piece of it. It's not the end game. It's not the it, you know. But it's the start. It's the start. Big start.
So what was like the most challenging part of writing the book? Like, you know, some people be starting writing and they be like, nah, I'm not gonna finish that shit off.
Everything.
The whole
The whole thing.
Everything.
The whole thing was difficult. And I'll tell you why. Like I thought I knew what I was doing, as I normally do, because I think I know everything, right? But I did not know what I was actually doing, right? So it's like, how do I get this done actually? And you know, I reached out to different people that already have books out, that do publishing or what have you, and you know, kind of figuring out the process. Then I found out, well, everybody wants a lot of money for help. So I want a lot of money. I'm not on it like that right now, you know. So you know, I just continue to try to, you know, go to different groups and try to learn more about the process, and I just begin to kind of put things in bullet points. You know, I started off doing that, and then I finally did get someone that was able to help me kind of really organize it, and kind of like, I guess I never asked myself the question, well, what do you want this book to be? So now, because I'm telling you, first it was something like, I don't want it to be a hood book, you know what I mean? But I think it was turned out to be that. Then it was like, no, I don't want it to be that. I want it to be a learning thing. I want it to be a reference. I want it to be a guide to someone else. So I had to really take myself out of that light of, this is like turning into a hood story. You know, I didn't want that to be the product. And then I started working with professionals on it. So it was hard to talk to different people, telling them different things, and making sure it connected right, and that you want to make sure that it projects what you're trying to project. You want it to give the feeling that you want it to have. You want people to feel that. I just wanted the book to be felt by someone. You know, I didn't want them to just read it like, okay, I just read it. I want you to like actually feel me in the book. And I was able to get help to help me do that. But doing it by myself was a disaster.
She said, but I tried though, so I can't say, you know, I didn't give it a shot. I
Gave it a shot.
Okay.
That was enough. I needed help. And I think anytime you're doing something though, it's always good to have someone else who's experienced and knowing, you know, or someone who's been through it too, you know? I think that's a good thing.
100%.
Do you have like a favorite chapter in the book?
And
Like,
no.
Oh, damn. The whole thing.
She like the whole book.
She said you
No.
can't
The whole
pick
book
right here.
is the
It's too damn
favorite.
good, she said.
No, I don't have a favorite about it, because for me, like I haven't even, you know, read the finished product of the whole book, because to me there's still things that are, you know, it's real personal for me. So it kind of stings still sometimes. So I don't want to read it from my point of view, because I lived it. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say that there's a favorite part of the book, But I'm just glad that it's something that was in me that I got out. I'm a procrastinator, so it's like this book should have been done 2 years ago, but it just, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how long it really took for me to get everything in it that needed to be done, do it in the way that I wanted it to be laid out. So it wasn't an easy process, you know. And a lot of things I had to revisit and go into some deep places in my life. So yeah, it wasn't easy.
But do you think, like, you know, in writing that book, you actually, like, you feel a lot lighter? Like,
Yeah.
you feel like, okay, like, I close, officially, this chapter is closed, this book is out. Like, I
Yes.
feel, you know, like, it feels as if, like, not, you know, not like you're talking to yourself,
But it's a
you talk
healing.
to someone, yes.
It's a healing. It's almost like going to the psychiatrist.
Literally.
Talking to myself. But it is good therapy for you to write down stuff, right? And some people need to see things with their eyes. So I think that, you know, it's a good therapy. It's a good healing process. It honestly is.
See?
Honestly.
That's the best feeling, because now, too, you could just be like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, it's just a warm feeling to know, like, all right, I feel like I've been able to process this emotion, this feeling, the way I felt during this time. Now I can look back and, like, you know, even per se, if you're not exactly at the goal that you want, you're like, well, compared to where I was, I did a damn good job.
Oh yeah,
I made it through this and I didn't do that. Like,
I absolutely believe that. I think I did a great job.
She's like, line them up.
You know?
yes, sir.
Tell me to stop.
Oh wait.
Hospitality. There you go.
She didn't say stop.
Wait, let me see. What is she?
She
Oh,
still ain't say stop. She still ain't say stop. She still ain't say stop.
Okay, we can stop. I was looking at the comments.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's
You
trying
know?
to say stop. She's like,
I was looking at the comments.
I was just making sure.
No one can hear me on here.
You still ain't say stop.
I said stop. Stop
Alright,
and stop.
cool. She said stop, guys. I'll stop.
I'm sorry, they
You
can't
want this or
hear
you want
me.
the appreciate? This appreciate.
I want some quaint.
That doesn't. They're both mine.
I mean,
she is dedicated right now.
Okay, maybe they
Miss
should, you
Corona
know.
always gets
Yeah,
the
maybe they'll
angles.
hit me now. You know what I should
Always.
do? I should go on my settings and put do not disturb.
She's a professional.
She didn't tell me when to stop.
Oh, you could stop right there.
I was not even paying attention.
Just kidding.
Mike did this.
There you go, I did that. I put on do not disturb.
No thanks necessary.
What?
She said, and you're welcome.
Thanks.
And yeah.
My pleasure.
Okay,
So Yanna,
yes.
what would you say, like for the creatives out there, what would you say is like the best way to like find opportunities?
To find opportunities,
Yeah, or like make your own, or like the best way to level up.
I would say I'm always a person who does a lot of research.
Mm.
So if there's something that I want to do, if there's something that I want to
Y'all
do,
look really best friends. Y'all look really
I
best
research it, and then I start looking at other people who also are doing it, and and I'm not afraid to reach out to people to kind of see if we can connect, if we can if I can shadow them or learn from them just as well. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. That's the best way. I'm a hands-on learning person, so I gotta be in the mix, and I want to see, and I want to
Hear.
Yeah, I want to
I want
hear.
to sense how everything
Right.
is
Experience
going.
it, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
I want to do it that way. Like some people can just read and follow the directions, but I want to be like in it and see how it all links up. Yeah, which is another part of my procrastination because I use that as an excuse.
She said, but I need to believe
Yeah,
it.
loving that.
Like, do you like ever sleep? Cause I know you used to like.
Never.
Nah, I kind of think cause you be out like on everywhere. Like, is it like
Yeah.
a specific spot that you would think like you would like keep going to? Like, doesn't matter. Like, if they call, I'm out.
That's another problem. Let me see. Let me just fix this. I'm so sorry, guys. But my friends are on here like, we can't hear.
That's probably the case.
I think it was it's the case, and also when I have it on do not disturb. If I didn't put on do not disturb and people were calling, so I probably knocked the sound out. That's okay.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Right.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
I just learned that there was a such thing as a do not disturb on the phone.
Really?
Hey, lit. That's a game
I'm
changer.
old.
And it has like 3 different like settings.
Are we just
on
gonna
Do Not
wait?
Disturb.
What? We're just gonna skip over that?
What?
But she
I'm shocked.
what?
I didn't know.
D, she's like, I have
No, I'm not gonna
idea.
lie. I can't even talk shit because I just learned that once you screen record, all you gotta do is like to get volume. All you gotta do is like click the volume thing at the bottom.
Yeah.
I know that.
I didn't know that.
So you thought all your
Learning
screen
every day.
recordings were silent?
Yeah, bro, I was pissed. I'm like, yo, they told me yo, screen recording. I'm like, for what? You can't hear nothing. Like, yeah, you can. No, you can't. I'm like, whatever.
Like, you didn't
Oh my
miss
goodness,
it.
no, I didn't know that.
We
I didn't know.
See,
we learn every day.
Yeah, you
That's
learn
all
new stuff
about it.
every day. See, I told
That's
you.
lit.
Exactly.
That's
Even
good.
though I still need a new iPhone.
Did I answer the last question?
Yes.
Because you
You
gave
did.
me this wine now.
So I guess it sneaks up on you.
You said
She
Damon
answered
is
the
my-
question, y'all. She answered it.
She
Okay,
answered it.
all right. And to add on that, yeah, like just if someone calls, like to go anywhere, it's like I'm already ready to be on go. So if I get a call and someone's like, "B, guess what? I have this," I'm like, you know, and sometimes I think afterwards, oh shoot, I should have waited to say, you know, let me check and I'll get back to you. I have to get used to doing that, and I think I learned from a lot of people like. But I'm always in the moment if I'm speaking to someone. Like, I'm passionate about things. So, you know, if someone contacts me, you know, I'm just excited that, you know, a person, you know, that someone else wants to do something or whatever. And then I start getting into conversation about, like, well, what are you doing? What do you know, how can we connect on stuff, right?
Mhm.
And so I'm a big person with that. So if then someone says, we're doing such and such in Atlanta in like 2 weeks, I look and I'm like, oh, yeah, I can come, you know? It's like,
So I'm in
it
there.
goes like that because I know when I get there, I can make several other things happen. So anytime I go somewhere, whatever I'm gonna do, I make sure that I'm already like setting up other stuff.
Networking.
Yeah, I
She
definitely do
got
that.
plan A, B, C.
Yeah, I
D, E.
do.
Whole alphabet out
FGH
there.
educated.
I do.
Whole alphabet out there.
I do absolutely. I try to
Prepared.
make sure I have friends everywhere that you know I can you make this happen? I'm coming to Florida next week. Can you get me on radio? And that's how it works.
Absolutely.
Network.
Yeah.
I feel like
absolutely.
that's the theme. This has been the theme of this month so far with everybody. Like
Mm-hmm.
networking. Everyone has stress. You need to connect. You need to connect.
You have to connect with other people.
I got a 2-part question now, right?
Okay.
So
This wine's strong as shit.
if
I told you about that Capriccio.
Okay.
Don't be filling me up no more.
Nice.
if
Put myself up in my chair.
if you
and
can
shit.
answer, so what drives you to target a specific, if you do a specific group of people when you write,
Mhm.
and have you had any experience in the, I guess, writing area prior to the book?
So, all right. So the first question that you asked me is, was there a specific audience I was writing
Yeah,
to?
right.
Actually, when I was first doing this, the only audience I was thinking of is myself because honestly, this was a healing period for me. It was a
Okay.
healing thing, right? So now thinking of the audience is people like me.
Mm-hmm.
People who have struggled, people who are trying to do something, people who have felt hopeless at some point in their life, people who've been, you know, in dark places, and go through dark times, you know, which all of us have. That's how we connect. You know, that's what makes us human, right? So when we're able to connect on that level, but there's some people who never make it out of there, and they never see anyone who's made it out of there, and they don't get the chance to do that. So that's my audience. I want to reach people that are in the darkness before they figure there's never any light here. I hope they can see me as an example of that.
Yo,
You know.
Broke the
that
fourth wall
was
on that right there.
Yeah.
deep.
I told you about this wine.
Oh man, talk that talk.
Hey, yo, that was deep-ish.
You know, it's just, you know, as you mature, you start to learn these things. You know, I wouldn't say that, you know, years ago that's how I thought. You know, I just thought like, you know, Tylenol PM just put me to sleep. You know, like I can't deal.
The
But
metaphor.
there's a lot of people you have to think of. You know, prison. You go to prison. You may get 6 months, you may get 10 years, you may get a life sentence, but you could literally not make it after going in the doors after 10 minutes. You know,
Fact.
so I mean, it's just a lot of things. So I would like to make sure that, you know, it's to be understood that I glorify or glamorize nothing that I've done that was, you know, that didn't make any sense because none of it made sense for me to do. But since I have done that and since we're at this place in my life, I will use that as a foundation to make sure that I can help others with my story. So that's the important thing.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, powerful.
Yeah.
Like that.
And then to the other question.
And the other question, tell me the second one again. It's this wine, I'll tell you.
No.
So the audience was the first one.
Yeah.
And then the second question was,
Have you ever had an experience writing before this book? Like any kind of...
not professionally, no, but like in school, I was a big English, major. I always wrote everything down. So like, if we were in class right now, I would have written down everything everybody was saying, all on top of each other, scribble, double everywhere. And that's how I kind of memorized things. I learned things. It's probably kind of weird, but I wrote poetry, stuff like that, but never
That's
professionally, and I never
what I'm trying to
shared.
get at. Okay.
Yeah, I never shared it with anyone. So to myself, yes. So that's why I was saying I thought I could write an actual book because I know how to write. I do, but when doing something personal like this, I wasn't able to do it in the way that I wanted it to be done. Yeah.
Have you ever written, like you said, your poetry? Have you ever done music?
I've never written music.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I think that my poetry could have been some songs, but I never.
You never know.
I never did.
You
I never
just
tried
dropped like
that.
2 quick bars and you didn't even know.
Well, I can drop bars sometimes. People know. Y'all know.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Going on the next
One
showcase.
time.
Y'all heard it here. Going on the next showcase.
Yeah.
It's official.
You never
No.
know.
You
The one
never
keeps
know.
coming, maybe. You know.
You never know. You never know.
But you do music management, though, right?
Right. So right now I do consulting. So there's different things that I do to help different artists or independent labels to connect to, depending on what they're trying to do in the music business. I did previously when I was learning the music business. When I started out, I did start as learning to manage. There was an artist that I started with. His name is Last Days. If you all know him from Boston. Last Days, he was just on tour with
I
Benny
was
the
about to say
Butcher.
he was on Boston Culture, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
seen him.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's from the town. When I first started out, I started to manage him, and a couple of other artists too, and just like working with the different labels to kind of, I was connecting the dots, but I was learning process, really, So yeah, there was people that I brought along that we were all learning at the same time.
Okay. What are some things you looked for in artists that you managed?
I didn't look for, I think everybody's capable. If you tell me that you could do something and that's your passion, like who am I to say it's not? You know what I mean? I don't think that I would say to somebody like, oh, you just suck. I can't, I can't, that's not, their art is not my, their art's not my thing. I can't tell you that because you believe, just like if someone told me, well, I sucked, I'd be like, no, I don't, I think that I'm good
just
at what
not
I
for
do.
you. That's what
Right,
it is.
right. Because at the end of the day, there is an audience for everybody, just like there's a person for everyone,
Literally.
I couldn't. And why are people successful in music, like business? Like, you're only successful if you're associated with someone that had a hit, right? Okay, so how many people didn't have hits? Can you imagine? You can't even imagine. So I don't ever think that I have said to anyone that it's not gonna work. I always figure, how can it work? That's the way that I think.
It's a mindset thing.
Right.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like that.
So I know you did last week. You had y'all. Last week, what would you call it? Your showcase. Well,
it was so it wasn't mine, but I was a judge on myself, Chubby Chub, and Euro.
Yes.
We were the judges, but it was actually Sincere. He did it over on Erie Street, so it was an artist search.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I went into. I'm trying
That's
to find
pretty
out who the
much
winner
it.
was. I want to know who the winner is. Who was the winner?
Sincere. They want to know who the winner is.
Please, time is ticking.
Give me
I need
exclusive.
to know.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna actually. What he told me is that he's gonna reach out to the winner today. And so, if you weren't called, then you know that you weren't the winner. So only the winner knows who he was.
Keep your phone on.
He or
Keep
she
your
was.
phone on, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
You
Which
know how many
I'm gonna
artists
tell you
probably wait for
honestly,
their
I thought
phone?
everybody should have won. Everybody.
It's them.
So then, what is the process gonna be like for the winner?
Well, see, I was just and I just want to be clear about this, right? So I was a judge. I'm a judge. It's not my event, but I support wholly what he's doing. I think it's great to have these events like this all the time in the community because it helps our the community of our music and our entertainment world here. So big shout out to Sincere for putting that together. There were about 40 performances.
Wow.
The ladies killed it, I'm
Wow.
going to tell you. I mean, I'm talking about, there were songs that were being sung that are like platinum albums. Like I could hear like this on the top 10 Billboard charts. I absolutely, I'm telling you. So to me, everybody won.
Hey, there you go.
Y'all
To
did
me.
a good job.
To
Y'all
me,
put
like
in the work.
there was not one person there that I could say, like, no. No, everybody was dope. I was shocked. I really was shocked. I still am. And I've reached out to some people. Some people have reached out to me, given ideas or whatever. Wherever I can plug anyone, I'm always for, here, look, do this or do that. Or just ask me a question. I'll be able to, give you my opinion. A couple of things or whatever. But everybody was so talented. Every single last one of them. I was so shocked, honestly. Young, it blew my mind, really, honestly.
What kind of advice would you give to like up and coming entrepreneurs or artists or?
Keep going. Like, don't be discouraged. Like, things are there's bumps in the road. Everything that you're gonna do.
I be hitting them every day.
Every day.
Still hitting them.
Hey, yo. I be hitting them every day.
And it's true. It's just like
life.
It's real life. So, if you give up, then you won't know what it could have been because you stopped. I think somebody's trying.
Somebody needs to stop over there.
Nah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Who got banging on the dumb furnace?
But it's just, that's just the law. You know what I mean? That's the law for you. You should always adapt that law. Like, I want to do this. I feel like it's not working. But then, and it happens to me every day. And then I'll get a phone call, like, after I'm like, okay, deleting all this social media, all of this stuff gone. Why ain't doing this, right?
Restarting. Yeah.
And someone will call like, oh my God, Yanna, I saw this or I saw that. And I'm thinking, God, I can't ever get out of this. Like, I can't get out. But it's like, I respect the fact on how the universe works. You can't, if you give up on yourself, then who else is going to think that you're worth a risk or a chance? Exactly. If you don't. So, I mean, you may need to surround yourself in different circles so that you can get that energy if you need it. Sometimes you need to separate yourself from certain energies, just so that you can actually get it. But the road is yours to travel. It's your journey, So however you decide to do that, just like a book, you put the characters in that book, they can end in chapter 2. They don't have to go through all the chapters with you, right? You determine who belongs there in your story and who doesn't belong in your story. You determine what situations belong in your story and which do not. So if you just continue to live your life like that,
She's
then
touching you right now, huh?
You got goosebumps.
if you live your life like that, there'll be so many things that come your way. Honestly, I really can just tell you that from my experience, like right now, today, this is exactly what happens. I'm still trying to do something great, and I'll probably be doing that for the rest of my life. We all will, if you give up, then you won't know if you will ever reach to wherever you've been trying to get to. And you don't want this journey to have all been for nothing, like we're all running a race, we're all running this marathon,
what
so
that
to speak. We are. And so that's what we gotta do,
We have tunes now? Yeah, what else you got? Like,
It's transcended over here.
Oh,
Man's been reborn. He's listening right now.
that's all. That was a Caribbean vibe there, man.
Real.
You just wanna definitely just make sure that you're continuing to move ahead, even if you don't feel like it. Just give yourself a push. Keep pushing yourself. That's all you can do.
There is a lot to take away from today.
yo, she done have some knowledge.
Gems today.
It is self-revelation. It makes you take yourself on your own journey. If you're supposed to start, you better start. Okay, you better do it.
What's up, y'all?
So, it's been a great night. It's been a really great night.
I was gonna say let's manifest though. What's next? That's
I was just about to ask, like, what's the upcoming
manifest.
events for Miss Yanna? Because I'm definitely throwing in the showcase.
Speaking into existence.
Okay.
Yanna got bars. That's the thing I dropped. That's the mixtape.
You all are not seeing me do no mixtape.
That's the mixtape. Yanna got bars. That's the
That's a book right
mixtape.
there.
Yes, sir.
My sister has behind the scenes footage of me acting like I'm a rapper, so don't get her started. She might.
She said
post-
yes.
Tell her to send it to the top of the town page. We can put it in the promo. Yanna got bars.
No.
Be making it happen.
That sounds good though. That sounds good. No, what's up next for me? I'm continuing to push push my book. I have some other book ideas that I want to do, so there'll be more. I've collaborated with some people on some different things as well as far as books are concerned, being an author. I have a movie that's about to go in production.
You need actors.
Right.
You need waterboarding?
Well, you know, definitely when everything gets started, I definitely, I'm from Boston, so there will be some things happening.
Media
here with
production.
it.
People that need water.
Absolutely. So just like I said, I always stay connected to the people that are connected to me, and if there's any opportunities that I can give anyone, I'm always open to do that. So we'll see how it all works.
I mean, if you want to make a scary movie.
I can't do no scary movies after night.
I'm about to say, I ain't about to do that.
Maybe like a parody, like a scary movie parodies. You want to do one of those? I can.
Oh yeah, I'm with that.
So Yanna Bean can't watch scary movies at night.
There you go.
I'm gonna watch
it's an
some
exclusive.
all night
Exclusive
round,
as hell.
all night long, and all day long.
I can't.
Sure, yes, sir. But it's been a very, very, very successful, a little bit of drunk, but very successful night. She dropped some knowledge on us. I definitely want to thank you again for coming
I
through.
appreciate you all for having me.
I honestly feel like I want to say this is like a part 1 because I definitely want to bring you on for a part 2.
Absolutely.
Alright, cool. So you already heard the thing. Babe, we're doing a part 2. She got no issue. And she's coming back with her mixtape called Yanna Got Bars. You feel me? It's going to go crazy. Nah, I'm playing.
Okay.
Nah, I'm
Look,
playing.
you listen, you might be onto something.
But now let them know where they can find you at Instagram, where they can find your book, everything.
Okay. So on social media, all platforms would be ms.yannabean. So that's Miss.Yanna Bean. That's my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. The book can be purchased Barnes & Noble's online, Walmart online, Target online. It also has its own website. It's called ayearinadaybook.com. And also on my website, ayannabean.com. So you can go to several places to get it. I also have a business planner. You can download that. It could be ebook, or you can have it, printed and mailed to you too. So a couple of different things to look out for. And everything else, any updates, you can check my Instagram because I'm always on Instagram.
So what's your excuse?
Yeah,
Get your book
exactly.
today.
Exactly. Get your damn book.
Okay.
No, thank you. Support your girl, please.
Definitely. Talk to town supports you. QNC.
Thank you.
Support.
Yes,
Yeah.
I appreciate
Much
you
love.
all
Bless,
having me.
bless. Thank you
Yes,
for blessing us, bud.
absolutely.
And I got my book signed. Y'all don't. Ha ha.
You got the exclusive out there.
I always make sure I sign everybody's book.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
It won't say the same thing.
Ah!
It doesn't say the same thing.
It's
Ah, yeah, you right. You right.
You know,
Right.
special.
You right.
You know, like the
Russia's
news
man.
card,
Right.
Number one
card,
fan,
like
ain't
it's new
nobody.
to you.
Yeah, it don't say talk to town on it. Nah, but I definitely want to thank you again. Definitely.
No, yes, I appreciate you all being here.
This is your motherfucking favorite podcast host, representing your favorite podcast, CNG Honcho here with my co-host.
Miss Cologne.
And we got my brothers over there.
QNC Entertainment, you know the vibes where we at. Bang Bang, DJ MIC, LAMB, Mike
Love
like
it.
microphone. We're here representing for quality, never compromises.
You
You already tell
already
them.
know DJ Larry D here, International Dandala, QNC Soca Monarch. Alright? Don't forget it. You don't know. Stay nice. Be easy. Shout out everybody.
Y'all done fucked up because I'm about to go to fucking CVS and get myself an accent. Yo, wait till next episode. I want to thank Miss Yanna Bean again. It was definitely honest. Go get your book, man. Go get your book. That's all we're going to
Thank
say.
you all. Thank you all
You know?
so much for having me. I
But
appreciate
we
it.
are out.
Peace.
Bye.
Till next time.
Serious.
This is mine, right?